So when I was younger, I struggled in school a lot. I was always the type of person that was like the last one to finish the test in class, turn in their test, barely being able to have enough time to finish. In fact, when I took the SATs, I had to retake the SATs 3 times because I always would score so low, and not one time out of the 3 times did I even come close to finishing the test. I've just always struggled with tests and school exams and things like that. And I remember getting picked on a lot by my peers, even teachers. I remember being told I was an idiot, that I was stupid, that I had no common sense. I struggled in athleticism. I was always the last one to be picked for sports teams and struggled in, every kind of athletic thing that I did. And I remember always, thinking about people like Albert Einstein and Beethoven and Mozart and these people that were like natural geniuses. And remember thinking like, wow, how nice that would be to have been born like that, a natural genius with all these natural abilities and talents and things like that. And I felt, underprivileged in life. Wow, like, this, that would have been nice to have been like that, but I'm not. So hey, I guess this is it for me. And I remember one time my dad, he took me to a business convention. And I remember there was, a panel of all these guys who had achieved success and hearing their different stories. And a lot of them, had become successful without any natural talents. On the opposite, they had dyslexia, came from, low income families and different things like that. And I remember this one guy in particular, this big fat guy, he was on stage and he was holding a check for like $300,000 that he had earned in that month. And I remember him, telling a story. He had failed out of high school, dropped out of high school, and he had struggled in life and everything with entrepreneurship, and how he finally, when he did become successful and became a millionaire and very successful in life, he said that the one, he didn't have a lot of advantages in life. He was never naturally talented, naturally smart, or anything like that. But he said the one thing that he did have was that he knew how to work hard and he knew how to be consistent, and that really was his secret to achieving success. And so I remember sitting there, as a young kid, and I remember thinking, well, I'm already a fat kid, because at the time I was overweight. So I guess, all I got to do is focus on working hard and being consistent. So, hey, I can do that. And so, over my life now, I've never been the type of person ever to become successful in something really quickly. I always, on the opposite, was the type of person that no matter what I've got into, I would become successful very slowly, usually one of the last persons to achieve it. But I've always noticed that I've been able to surpass and outperform a lot of the people who, in the beginning, were blew past me, and blew past a lot of people that had more natural talents and natural abilities. And the reason why is just due to my ability to be sickeningly consistent and have a great work ethic. And if you think about it, those things really take no talent. I mean, it takes no talent to be consistent. It takes no talent to work hard. It takes no talent to go the extra mile for a customer. It takes no talent to stay a little bit later at work, to get there a little bit earlier. It takes no talent to wake up a little bit earlier than somebody else. That takes no talent at all. But being consistent and working hard, those things that are overlooked and in my opinion, they're undervalued, will will allow you to crush like 95% of the competition every single time. And it actually can be a tremendous advantage, for those of you guys that were born without talent, born without natural abilities and gifts like that. Understand that that can actually be a gift in itself, because a lot of people that are born into wealth, that are born with natural abilities and natural intelligence, they end up becoming, what they call educated derelicts, where they don't ever do anything with their life. Or people that are born into wealth, they take it for granted. Whereas somebody that was started from rock bottom, they didn't have natural gifts and talents and things like that, but they had to scrape and climb and get their way to the top through a tremendous amount of struggle. They end up achieving success, and sometimes it gets taken away from them, but they bounce right back. And the reason why is because of that foundation of a character that they built in the process of getting to the top. Where someone that achieves success really quickly, like somebody that wins the lottery or something like that, statistics have shown 90% of people that win the lottery, a couple years later, they're broke again. And the reason why is because they didn't build up that foundation of a character along the journey. So my message to you guys is simple. If you were born without talent, you were born without being, crazy intelligent, you were born, maybe underprivileged, realize that that can actually be a beautiful gift in itself, because that'll allow you to become such an incredible human being in the process, that by the time you finally do achieve whatever it is you want to achieve, that even if you were to lose it or if something would happen, it wouldn't matter, because you would have built this like Iron Man like armor that you could just go and kick butt in whatever else you decided to do again in your life. So with that being said, guys, hope you have a happy Monday and a great rest of your week. Peace.